your first homework for the night is draw Neil Gaiman's LACKADAISY.
Yeah.
I tagged him on Blue Sky, and I said, "Thank you very much for the shout out for LACKADAISY. We are honored and squealed loudly on our end of fundraiser stream, thanks to you. If you're okay with a single question, if you were a cat, what kind would you be? Our gangster cat-loving audience is eager to know." Let's see if he responds. I kind of doubt it. Yeah.
I'm kind of a chaos cat, and I'm really sorry. Y'all can like say to him, stop it later. But I just tagged him and was like, "Do you want to come on?"
Hey, shot in the dark. Oh God.
Also, shout out to my brother Ryan, who is the 15,000th and 121st backer kid. Thanks, Ryan. He's my brother.
Ryan.
He's getting married in October. Congratulations, Ryan. Yeah.
Or my condolences. I don't know.
Andy is a wonderful person. Like she's very sweet. Every time that Ryan and Andy call me, they're always like, "Show us the chickens," and I'm like, "Okay."
I remember my friend Alex and his wife. Their wedding was lovely, and I was one of the witnesses and the photographer there. And afterwards, went to this lovely steakhouse, and I got there first with Alex's parents. And I'm sitting at the table with them, and we're the first 3 people there. This table seating like 20 people. And the waitress came over, and we explained, "Oh, it's for a wedding." And the waitress was like, "Oh, yeah, and are you the parents?" And they're like, "Yeah." And like, "Are you?" And I was like, "No, I'm just a friend." And he's like, "Okay. Are the bride and groom here yet?" No. And she like leaned into the table. "Okay, are we happy, or is this a bad thing?"
Are we Good on her for checking.
That's she probably has had a situation or two. It's always a good idea to check. All right, Chris says on Twitter that he was entertained. I'm so glad. That's very sweet. Today's been awesome so far.
Yeah, that was extremely
day.
kind of him to show up.
I appreciate all the love. It's very needed. All this is very overwhelming, and you know, when this many things go on, it can be so intensely overwhelming. There's a lot of emotions, and you're just like, "Oh God, how am I going to deal with this?" But the support from across my own history and across my present and what I hope is a beautiful future, I'm
Ravioli, stop yelling.
You have bolstered our fortitude, and and we will forge ahead and make cartoons with that. So thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Can we do some questions while we?
Yes, please. Let's give Mike some stuff to do. We gotta make a boy work.
Hello, you gotta make me work while I'm here for the next.
I don't know how long am I gonna be here. Probably. I don't know.
Forever.
Mike, you could have used that.
I could probably stick around for a bit. Like I have to be up at 7 a.m. and it's already doomed. I already am up at 3. So
it's already all over at this point.
I might just stay up.
You want to just get cozy in bed and chill?
You should sleep, Mike.
You should.
I should. But also LACKADAISY stream.
I mean, it's true. This is Mike. This is a celebration of you as well. You're our star boy. You're our star.
Yeah, you were the first voice we cast, and
I was.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
You've recited poems so many times for us. Thank you.
I certainly have.
You've been such a
I do them all over again.
3 hours and 50 minutes left in the crowdfund. We stand at 1.867.
Amazing.
That means we need less than $133,000.
The one.
Anyone got $133,000?
I can pitch it to $30.
Hey, somebody get it. Yeah. Somebody get in touch with Mr. Beast. He likes to be.
Where's my wallet?
Yeah. Where's Jimmy?
I just donated $150,000 to a LACKADAISY project.
Okay, if he did that, then I would put a Mr. Beast face on one of our thumbnails and be like, okay,
please
he
tweet
bought
the
it.
link, please, everybody. Tweet
I
the link.
I technically live in the same
tweet it at Mr. Beast and ask him. It's like, do you want to be a cat?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I live in the
I live in
Mr. Beast. I'll go find him. He's somewhere around here. I'll find him.
Yeah.
Mm.
I'm just imagining.
But yeah,
Mike,
Mike
Tomb being like, "All right, guys, so I tweeted Blue Sky.
I tweeted Mr. Beast.
He said yes. He said yes.
Listen, I don't need to be called out because I did tweet at
Well, you just tweeted at Neil Gaiman and he responded. What other crazy ass shit can happen today?
Exactly.
I shouldn't say that.
Somebody get George R. Martin on the line.
Yeah, seriously.
Well, that would be interesting.
George R. Martin, would you like to be a cat?
We could get. We could get.
Check
We
Twitter.
could have Donald Trump use this as one phone call to call us.
Donald Trump, would you like to be a cat?
Absolutely
No.
not.
No.
I would.
to know
I love
cats.
Hangs up.
My only joke about that man tonight will
don't-
be, I don't think he'd be able to afford to donate any money to the project anyway. So
Got some legal
Anyway.
bills to pay, so
Anyway,
yeah.
but yeah,
Okay,
I wanted to say while you guys are drumming up asks for Mike, Mike, I've been pulling super hard, and one of the reasons is for you and for all the other crew members who work so hard. It's like you guys go above and beyond, and you deserve to be rewarded. And I hope this is enough and more. I really do.
Of course, I love LACKADAISY, and I love working with all of you guys, and I'm very excited to keep doing that.
You're a true professional and talent, and I'm so glad that so much good has come into your life. Like, you're becoming renowned for so many things, like between Murder Drones, Billy Bust Up, and like, just listening to your kobold voice on Kennedy's audio drama.
I
is
love
great.
it.
Yeah, he's been showing
Oh,
it
is
off. and I'm
Kennedy
like,
showing
"Aw."
you?
He's been showing us, and we're like, it's so cute.
Look, man,
It is very cute.
It's one of the ways that keeps me going. I come on at like 2:30 in the morning to Tracy and Fable, being like, I need to show this to you.
Kennedy, I can't remember who it was exactly, but one of the voice actors in Clutch met me at that one Brony convention I did.
Yeah, was it William Patterson?
It was William Patterson.
Look,
Yes.
man, yeah, one of the ways he plays as he's in one episode of a character called Truth, or what was it?
Miraculously.
Am I in my
Any specific Rocky questions that Mike?
Do we
Because one
do
of
we
them is
want to
asking
pull
for him
from
to
some of
scream,
the?
course.
Okay. Do we want to pull from some of the super chats that came in after things were closed? Just to.
Yeah,
Well,
let's
the
see
I
if
think
anybody-
so.
Because I think there was a
fan
couple.
funding.
The first
Yeah.
voice request is for Michael.
But
Oh,
it's
there
asking
you
him
go.
to
Oh, boy.
scream.
No, the one.
Yeah,
Can I whisper scream?
Oh yeah, that's
Oh,
hilarious. Do it.
the SS
Yeah.
Sama one.
Yeah.
Yeah, go for it.
Would it be
I
possible
can-
to hear Rocky assuring everyone that visiting the wreck of the SS Selma is safe and has no dangers whatsoever? From Jacob Garcia for $10. Oddly specific.
Not suspicious at all.
Visiting the wreck of the what?
The SS
Here, I'm
Selma. For
putting
context, it's an oil tanker that was scuttled in the 40s off of I forget
Listen,
what.
the SS Selma is one of the safest ships or whatever it is of all time. It'll
At the
be
bottom of the
fine.
ocean.
Get on.
It's great.
I'm going to speak up no louder than this volume here.
It's because he's
so
in the submarine going to the SS Selma. The submarine he built.
It's even funnier that he's gesturing.
This submarine
at, like,
will
the
not
wreck.
implode. I promise. We don't have any millionaires on here. Why would we implode?
So Wick isn't around?
Jeez.
You had an
Let's see, we-
opportunity, Rocky, and you missed it.
Is it weird you sound like a salesman? Like a car salesman?
I mean, Rocky kind of was one reason why we picked Mike was this capacity to sound a little like a car salesman. It's very Rocky, yeah.
We have 31 Australian dollars from their name literally is unknown. Can Rocky please say, "Good morning, Luis. I just wanted to remind you what an incredible woman you are." Okay, I'm just gonna copy this whole thing.
Go ahead and copy and paste that.
Yes, thank you.
Good morning,
I am
Louise.
so-
I just
Sorry.
Sorry.
Good morning.
Here, I'll go ahead and do this real quick.
Good morning, Louise. I just wanted to remind you what an incredible woman you are. I look at you and all I see is a treasure of endless possibilities and talents. Now go and have a wonderful day, sweetheart.
Wow, that's so much riz. So much
That's
non-existent riz.
That's like genuine Rocky riz. Do that again correctly, please.
No, don't make him do it again.
I don't think I
No,
can in this hotel
No,
room.
No, it's fine. I'm joking.
Let's see. I posted another one.
By
for
the
you,
way,
Mike.
yeah, and also, by the way, Mike, if at some point when you wake up tomorrow, go find some pancakes or waffles, and a quick video of you just scorfing them down. in
Dude,
celebration,
finding some
yeah.
pancakes in Germany? That'll be fun.
Waffles.
Belgian pancakes.
Just a quick
Get
note
a
to
Belgian
the
waffle.
just a
Yeah,
quick
Belgian
note
waffle.
to the Geek Show chat. We'll begin eventually. Sorry, I'm not answering questions right now. Yeah. Sorry.
Are we waiting on Spike still to return or?
No, we're just letting Mike answer questions.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just didn't want to interrupt.
Oh, absolutely
Sorry
no
about
worries.
that.
If you guys want to start that, you're more than welcome to.
I mean, it's technically the same show. It's not different.
Yeah.
It's just
all we'd be talking about is Lackadaisy anyway.
I mean, we do have to, introduce ourselves because our audience is just tuning in.
Hello, our
Do
audience.
they know what this is?
they know.
Yeah. I made 2 things before we signed on: coconut curry noodles and Japanese curry with tofu. And my husband won't eat either. I'm Spike.
I'm Kel. I promised/threatened Spike that I'd do this on air. Spike, you owe me coffee for the next crowdfund. So publicly shaming you.
No, publicly shame me. I deserve it. It's just, oh my god, my life, dude. And you know what I fucking mean.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm Kel. I draw comics and also do editorial work for Iron Circus.
And is a fucking machine and is indispensable and is incredible and is incredibly funny as well, even though that's just incidental to their amazing work as an editor and cartoonist.
I always am very proud when I make people laugh because I don't think that I'm that funny. So when
you're
people
fucking
do think
funny.
I'm funny,
You're definitely fucking funny.
You're very dry, and I like that kind of humor.
Especially when you're being mean. That's when you're fucking funny.
All right.
Amanda, you're up.
Yes. Hi, I'm Amanda. I'm a comic artist. I do stuff for Iron Circus 2, and right now I'm making a wizard hat for Renaissance Fair this weekend, which is why I forgot to mute, and I think some of y'all might have heard my sewing machine.
No.
Amanda
Okay,
is
good.
Amanda's also the victim of a thing that I recently learned about. I read a tweet like months and months ago that was like, hey folks, if you've ever wondered why, maybe you're just living your life.
Oh, yeah.
A stray cat comes running up to you and it's super duper friendly and it's all headbutting you and purring super loud and it just wants to come in your house and lie on your couch and you're overwhelmed with this desire to adopt it. Congratulations, you got suckered. That cat is definitely pregnant and is looking for someone to take care of it.
yeah, that cat is looking for a sucker to take its young.
And Amanda.
Hey, that's not how it happened. Okay. I need to message you something, Spike.
Was this Rocky's fault? Rocky, what did you do?
I have been greatly enjoying your ravioli post, by the way. I've just.
Oh, she is the love of my life, light of my life. She's been screaming at a squirrel all day.
Ravioli is an incredible.
It's like 101 degrees out, and we are not used to this so far. And a squirrel has been lounging on this gate that blocks the alley that I live next to, and it is just all hanging out, loosey goosey, like it owns the place, and she can't stand it. I'm like, well, you live indoors now. You just have to suffer.
Even maybe 50-50 chance that we are going to hear Ravioli at some point.
Oh yeah, she just yelled at me. Hey, come here.
I heard that.
Hey,
What's
Tracy,
up, Kennedy? Yeah.
Would you like for me to, at some point during the stream, teach the chat how I get my cat Rika to yodel?
Yeah.
Yes.
Do you want to be
my
on camera?
God.
Do you want to like show her on camera?
I could do it on camera, sure.
Okay.
Also,
Let
hi,
me
I've been
know.
gone for like most of this. I was
Hi.
installing a garbage disposal. It's done now, and all it took was 2 hours of screaming at my sink. So, let me know when you want me to do that, and I'll get the camera set up.
Anytime you're ready, I think.
I mean, I'm ready. My cat's over here, like, just...
Okay,
eating her
Fable,
hand.
if you can,
All right, let me
you can
get
get Kennedy
the-
up on screen. So you guys get to meet Freckles' other voice actor, Rika,
Hey.
provided the cat sounds.
Let's see if I can't get it up and pop
Yeah,
it out
just
on my
calibrate
poor
my
computer.
my webcam real quick, because sometimes the color correction's all off.
And while you guys are getting that set up,
Paul
me know
G
when
just
it's-
asked if Mr. Beast added
gonna
$2 million to the backer kicker starter. Would Amanda make him a puppet? I guess I'd be obligated. Yeah.
I was listening to this thing about Mr. Beast, and the reason why he gives away $10,000 is because whenever it's more than that, people do not believe him.
Huh.
Like,
It's okay. He can give us more than that.
if he tries to give people, because he randomly gives people on the street $10,000 frequently, and when he tries to give people like $500,000, they like won't take it and don't believe him. And he has apparently through trial and error learned that $10,000 is the amount of free money that he can talk someone into accepting.
That makes me think of a video of his I saw not so long ago. It was probably old, but I saw it for the first time a couple of weeks ago, where he was just standing in the street and he waits for people to walk by and he goes, "Hey, for $100, will you go to Paris and get me some bread?" And people are like, no. And he eventually got up to 500 and just some random kid was like, $500. Yes. To go to Paris. Yes. Get on a plane and go to Paris and get you bread. Yes. Right now? Yes. And he did it. He got him a whole bag of baguettes
I saw
in
that.
Paris, France. Yeah.
That was
Like,
fun.
sure.
I'd
All
do it.
expenses paid
I'd do
to
it
go to
too.
France and get some bread. Like you can get the bread for yourself too.
Yeah.
That's good
Exactly.
bread.
You can get more
Yeah.
than bread.
You can get
Think
more
of
than
it.
bread. You could go
And
back
not,
and be
and
like,
not
so
once
what
does
kind
the
of bread do
kid
you
think.
want?
Not
Yeah.
once does the kid think about like, isn't the flight tickets like $3,000 or something like that there and back?
It's the bit that matters.
I dedicate the Horatio sketch to all Horatio fans and to the Horatio Court.
Oh,
I must acknowledge the
Oh,
rent.
no. Shut up. There's a cat.
It's Ravioli.
Baby.
Oh,
Ravioli's
baby.
here. Ravioli's like, okay, you're done talking to the mic. You have to pet me now.
Okay, you can go, you little demon.
It's the Ravioli show now.
No, she's on her way. She yelled and now she's on her way.
That's like Cher. She like comes up and goes, "Meow," and then and
Yes.
it's like, hi Cher. I pick her up and I'm like, do you want to sit in my lap? She's like, no, and squirms away. She
Yeah.
just wanted squishies.
I guess today's the first
Alright.
day I've ever sewn around her, and she's losing her goddamn mind because she's just like, I want all of this.
Whatever this is, I want it.
All the string, all these
Lovely,
sticks, all these
Kennedy.
little pokey things, I want them. And so I've been having a... Oh, she took, you know, the cushions you put the pins in? She just outright took the whole cushion and ran away with it, and I had to, like, chase her because I'm like, I don't need you, like, hoarding needles. That's the last thing I need.
This belongs to me now.
Okay.
Chat's losing their mind.
Yeah, Ravioli is always a crowd pleaser.
All right. We got Kennedy. Kennedy, please show us the cat.
Oh, yes. Hi, everybody.
You are now
I'm
obligated to show us the cat.
Kennedy. I've got Eureka. I'm gonna teach you a little bit about how to make this cat yodel.
Oh my gosh, look at that baby.
Wait. It's
Very
frozen
cute.
for me. Damn it.
Oh, you don't
Here
see
we
it?
go.
No, it's.
Oh.
Here we go. There we go.
Eureka.
Kitty. Muffin.
Baby.
It's very
Muffin.
important that you have a good
It's
relationship
the
with your
famous cat.
so that you can, pick them up and they won't give you a fuss or anything like that. If the cat doesn't trust you, they will attack you. Sometimes my cat attacks me a little bit. That's why I've got a bunch of scars on my hand, but it's also because we play rough. Isn't that right, kitty? All right, now, what I'm going to do is what you got to do is you got to take your hand and you got to gently cup their chest, like so. You want to like also like hold up their butt a little bit so you're not like putting all of their weight on it, but you want to just gently cradle them like this. You cradle them like this. And then you want to hold them up to the mic and and then what you got to do is you got to start like cuddling them a little bit to the point where they get like just mildly perturbed. There we go. You got a little meow out of there. All right, you ready, Rika? Here we go. And then when they start meowing, you shake their chest a little bit so it comes out like.
Oh.
You want to do it again? Come here,
Baby.
Oh my god, now I gotta... I've never tried to yodel Ravioli, now I wonder if I should
Here we
try.
go.
You know
I'm
what
trying
you
to
must
go.
do.
Here's a little
Yodel your
here's
cat.
Yeah.
Here's
Let me go get her.
Tom Kitty. Ready, Rika?
She's fully
Next
automatic.
time on the Twilight Zone.
Oh,
There.
grab the mic.
All right, thank you.
Aw.
Thank
She's
you.
such a
Thank
muffin.
you,
How
Rika.
you
What a
feel?
good
Thank
sport.
Okay,
Thank
we got
you,
ravioli.
Rika.
We're testing this with ravioli.
This is
All right,
an
I'm gonna-
educational stream.
I'm gonna turn off the webcam now. Thank you.
Oh, ravioli.
Oh,
is
she
not-
just... She's
What a
yelling.
ravioli.
I want you to know, while she's doing that, she's laying still and being cradled and just yelling. Like she's not biting,
Put your
she's not
hand
squirming.
You gotta palm their chest with your hand and put a little bit of weight on it, and then you shake your hand a little bit when they start meowing.
No,
I'd like you to know.
You're on the floor now. You live on the floor for screaming.
Welcome to Cat Stream. It's about cats now, as if it wasn't.
Wait, I'm grabbing my son. Well, Boo is grabbing my son, and I'm gonna try this with Nico.
Oh my god.
I'm just
I
looking
have,
at
I
Dwight
have
laying on
3
the floor
cats, and
next
I'm tempted to go test each cat and see which one. Is
All right, we got 2 VAs here who I think need to step up their game a little bit.
They're being outshone
Boys,
by the cats.
Yeah,
You
like
gotta-
where's your meows, huh? Come on, let's go.
Hold
Oh
on,
god! Oh
hold
no,
on.
not the streamer meow.
Yeah. I have that. We have that one really cool AI cover that people love AI covers. Right? Well, there was one that was really funny though. That one was funny. Where it was like just my voice modulated over like a cat, and it just sounded really non-human.
Oh, I'm sorry that's happening.
No, it was great. This
It
is
was
the
funny.
perfect use of
Oh,
AI.
okay.
No, it was one of the. It was one of those few cases where it's like, okay, this is actually really funny and something I physically could never do with my voice. So like, that's funny. I like that one. But that's it.
All right.
You are
Fair.
forgiven.
Yes.
I know exactly.
Very selective, acceptable applications of
So
AI.
it was decided that my son was not the best candidate. Hi,
Uh-oh.
Bella.
Can I tell you about an AI cover that I have been seeing like all over the place that I just find like this is perfect. This is the way it was intended to be used.
What?
The most
What?
outlandish sounds ever, like Billie Jean toothbrush cover.
That stuff's so weird.
Wait, Kennedy, how do I do this?
You cradle his butt, and then you put a little pressure underneath his chest, so he's like leaning on his chest. And then and as he meows, you just like shake the hand under the chest a little bit.
Very
so
gently.
Very gently.
You got
The
this.
instructions are not clear. It stopped at meow. It doesn't meow.
Oh,
Oh,
you're onto something there.
Here, Tracy,
I don't
I'm
know
gonna
if
post this in the
anybody
streaming
hears
chat for
her.
you.
Thanks.
I hear it.
Here, this is the cover that's really good.
Okay, checking.
Oh, poor baby. Never mind. I can't do this, Kennedy. You have to come visit.
It takes a little
Thank
bit
you,
of practice.
Bella.
Yeah,
I'm
we
gonna
got to
see
hear
that.
some meows. That's all we needed.
There we go,
I will
Bella.
warn you. Like if you gently hold the cat by the chest, it's good. If you hear the cat make a squeak,
Oh my God.
you've gone too far.
Yeah, no,
you're
don't
crushing
hurt
the
the
cat's
cat.
windpipe. Don't.
Oh, no, absolutely
Michael,
not.
what is that?
I went and tried it, but my cat just purred a lot, and I was like, okay, this
Yeah.
is sweet. I put it down. You can go. She was very happy. She was very happy to be held. I was like, good little cat. You're fine. You don't have to yodel.
Yeah.
Oh my god, yeah. So the video is Rocky Ricky B meows for 7 minutes. AI cover LACKADAISY. It's amazing. It made me.
Like, I will
kiss myself
say,
laughing.
we don't condone doing AI covers with people's voices because
No.
that's not
No.
right. But
Yeah.
this one is so funny and so weird that I'm fine with it. It's so like, it's so just out there.
Really
pretty
cool
good.
fact. This is the
He's like,
only AI
"Wow!"
video ever allowed.
Okay.
That was it.
Okay,
That was the
okay,
one that was
Mike.
allowed.
Give me your meows. Let's get some meows
I
out of
lit-
you.
if I tried to do anything like that, I would get kicked out of this hotel because it's like 3 a.m. here.
Okay, fair.
Like,
Not
gotta
even-
be careful about how loud I get.
Aw. I never said a loud cat.
I go meow.
Ow.
Isn't that pretty much
Ow.
how OG?
Ow.
Basically, OG Rocky, right, Tracy?
Yes.
Yeah.
He was a chatty boy.
Oh
Hey,
man.
just so no one asks me anything while I'm gone, I'll be right back. I just got to do some stuff real quick.
Okay.
All right, everybody, tell us Spike's secrets now.
Oh,
Yeah, what is
okay.
She's a monster.
really cool.
She currently has a frozen dog in her fridge.
That's
Oh my
true,
God.
actually.
She's
Her
told that
dog
story a
passed
lot.
away.
Her dog passed away. I want to make it very clear. Her dog passed away, and she's getting some. So to preserve the body, so that she can get some commemorative stuff of her dog, who she loved very, very much, and took wonderful care of until the end.
There is a long
but
waiting list.
There's a
so.
wait list, though. So currently Lucy's in the freezer.
Poor Lucy.
Big freezer?
Poor Lucy. Yeah, she's currently in the freezer.
You're so stupid, honey. You're just
It's only because she was so loved that that is the case. But yes, that is.
They would otherwise not tolerate a dog in the freezer like at all. Yeah.
Sorry about the meowing.
Why would you
We're in a cat
apologize?
stream.
No,
What are you talking about?
she
What are you
got her
talking
claw
about?
stuck
More.
on the curtain and she started crying about it.
Oh.
So that was her crying. So I was coming to her rescue and telling her she was stupid.
What a good pet owner you are.
Babies, everything has gotten derailed. It's just about cats and cats alone now, and I'm completely okay with it.
I rescued you.
Yes.
Why you give me
That's
mean
the
looks?
trick, Fable. It's always been about cats.
That's the internet, baby.
Are you
That's the trick.
you little turkey?
Lackadaisy is true internet kitsch.
I need to mute. She's being a turd.
I'm just kind of imagining, like, at some point, just Neil Gaiman hearing about, oh yeah, the founder of Titmouse was in there. I better check out that stream. Cuts to it with me like shaking my cat until she meows.
I feel like that guy would probably be like, yes, this is what I came here for. Yes.
Very prestigious stream, you know.
Yeah. Very serious.
Covering
Very-
very important
very,
materials, important people. Very serious people.
So
Very,
there's
very
this,
serious people. Very
there's, you know,
academic.
virtual choir that I did like 10 years ago. Eric Whitaker is this like choir guy, and he basically got like, you know, like thousands of people from across the world to record themselves singing a thing. They put them all together. What if like thousands of people recorded their cats yodeling and it was compiled into this massive yodel of like thousands of cats? That's all I want to hear now. It's just thousands of yodeling
Well,
cats. in
Kennedy, I got
unison.
your next project.
I mean, you've
God.
already got the one joke that we're gonna have to do of like it's like new for the next edition of the pilot of Lackadaisy. All of the voice actors have been replaced with cats except for Freckle.
All right. It'd be good April Fool's joke.
Fable,
Oh my
I have to
gosh.
show you this. This happened like literally hours before
Have
the
you
stream
not learned
commenced.
your lesson, turkey?
Okay, but I'm trying very hard right now to get the $2 million.
I am just
Oh,
now
okay.
seeing Tracy and Fable's icons, and they're delightful.
Yeah, I just stole the two. I didn't know which icons to put in the chat because who was going to be involved, so I just threw those two in. They represent everyone.
Yeah.
Fair.
Also, Amanda, I appreciate that this geek show is entitled "Give Your Cat a Gun."
Yes.
And
How to talk to your cat about gun violence. Or gun safety, sorry.
I mean, plenty of cats in here for it.
Oh, are you feeling
Honey.
better,
What safety?
Oh yes. Do you?
Their safety?
I think she thought I was the one who got her claw stuck for a second. Now she realized, no, I saved her. What a dingus.
I mean, we know for a fact Zib does not know gun safety. He threw it.
He doesn't know how to gun.
That's yeah.
He's just like,
I mean, of all the
"Ah."
things we could have done with it at that moment, that was probably one of the safer ones. But
he's a man of specific interests, and those interests
Also,
do not include guns.
Nah.
We just passed
No.
1,875,000. We are now
Wow.
125K away from 2 million.
holy cow. Can we do it? I don't know. I don't know, guys.
What else?
Do you...
Just bundle in Templar Arizona with the backer.
There you go.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Uh,
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's throw that in as an add-on.
Do we want to get to some of the general questions that we
Yeah,
have, or
let's do that.
yeah,
Yeah.
a couple of those as well. Here,
Oh, Tracy, I sent you something in the streaming chat.
You
Something
can't
that happened,
have
like,
scissors!
A couple hours ago.
Oh my god.
Ravioli,
this is
you
a-
can't have scissors. This is a cats have guns stream.
Yeah, she
not
just-
a cats have scissors stream.
I put the scissors down and she decided, yeah?
From Calamity Johnson, hi all. I have a question. If you'll indulge my psychoanalysis a bit, was Mordecai affected by his father's death at all? How did he react, emotionally speaking? Congrats on the amazing work so far.
Wow, what a hard
What a
question.
turn.
Jeez.
Was he
Yeah,
affected by death?
Yes, he was very affected by it. He was. I think it probably what was more affecting was the pre-existing situation that preceded that for years of difficult living because his father was largely incapacitated and unable to work, and that put a lot of pressure on Mordecai to go and find work. So and their living conditions kept deteriorating as a result of that situation. And they ended up in a place that was, as Mordecai thought it, not healthy and clean and well ventilated. And yeah, so a lot of his things come from that situation, and his his idiosyncrasies and things come from that situation in his life. So yeah, definitely affected him quite a bit. And yes, he was sad when his father died. He certainly did not revel in it or anything. Does have some normal human emotions. He doesn't process them very well, but
I saw him smile that one time with the nice charcoal.
that one time. Yeah.
I love that one. Let me see. I'm trying to see if there's any voice requests for our VC's VAs. I apologize.
Um, general
uh,
interest questions are fine too, because Kel and
yeah,
Amanda and Spike and
yeah. I couldn't
Yeah,
find
so
any. I was just scanning. Sorry.
anything
see if they
about
have any comic business related questions
comics,
since
creating stories, publishing, anything like that. Yeah.
Oh, this one's interesting. So question for Tracy, but you know what? Let's open from Emily Richmond. Let's open it to all of the artists here. Can you tell us a little bit about your research, about what your research process looks like, i.e., any advice on how to make a work as historically, quote unquote, accurate as possible? Thank you for all your hard work.
Oh, thank you. Well, I'll answer that briefly, and then I'll hand it off to everybody else who probably also does, research for their comics and other stories. So you can kind of front load as much as you can about a topic as broad as the 1920s, but you can't find all the extremely detailed information you're going to eventually need. So the research is an ongoing thing. There's no set process to it exactly. It's kind of I've got a bunch of resources collected that I will turn to when I'm unsure about something and I need to go look something up. But oftentimes I end up having to look up things that I hadn't realized I was going to need to look up, like a specific turn of phrase or the use of a specific piece of technology from that era, like making a long distance phone call or starting a certain type of vehicle. Some cars had turn cranks still. Some had electric ignition at that time. Some had both. So and you had to pull a choke and everything. It didn't just start like a normal car. And like even like things like working the windshield wipers on these old vehicles. It was like a vacuum pump in a lot of cases, or you had to do it by hand. All of that stuff requires you go look things up for like the specific scenario you are trying to portray in the comic. And I don't always know ahead of time until I'm like working on those very, very sometimes mundane details that I have to go like searching and down rabbit holes on the internet to find the information I need. So it's just an ongoing thing you just do all the time. Anyway, that's me. I'll hand it off to anybody else who does research for their.
So because I do fantasy comics, I just throw things out that I don't like. So I don't care about accuracy at all, but I do usually at least research so I know where I am changing stuff. Um, so right now, I have a fantasy comic on my Patreon called You Are the Chosen One that's general medieval stuff. Um, but since it's fantasy, I can give people cigars, which did not exist until after colonizing America, usually. And I can, because hey, it's fantasy. I can do what I want. If I want this character to have a cigar, they can. But I at least like try to stick to, all right, technologically, if they do have tobacco, what are they going to be using to make said cigar? Because obviously it can't be like one of the industrial rolled ones. But most of it is research to get inspiration rather than research for accuracy. So I kind of try to look at a lot of different places, see what works with what I want to do and what doesn't. So like the city that is the main location has a lot of canals in it. So I looked at a lot of Venice, but also looked at um ancient Egypt boats and architecture and kind of mushed the two together because um having that much water around within the city, not just like a river that goes through the city. Um, it's good to see how a lot of different places solve that problem rather than trying to be accurate to one specific place.
I guess I want to throw in as having been co-writing a webcomic with Caitlin, who was in here earlier. She goes like just Caitlin on Twitter. Tamberlane is the name, and we have ours is kind of
Tamberlane, yay!
I'm the co-writer on that one, and one of the challenges that we kind of have, right, is that the society that the characters live in has some degree of like technology, but it's kind of to a hard limit, and we try to work within that limit. And it's not like Middle Ages or something. It's kind of a nebulous. We have an idea of the restrictions, but we've kind of self-imposed them. One thing that's kind of fun about whether it's writing historical fiction or something with historical edges to it is it kind of goes back to that classic thing, right? That limitations can breed creativity. Sometimes you wouldn't have an idea completely independently, but then when you read up on like the history of something or technology, you don't even know about certain things, and they add to your story. They add to like your creativity. So if you're worried going into a project that is going to require research, remember that research isn't just there to make it harder for you to do your thing. It actually might bring new ideas out that you never would have had on your own. It can be a very great opportunity as well.
Yeah. Also, having limits to yourself that are in the general vibe of what you're interested in. If you're doing something more fantastical. My current webcomic, The City Between, is in an Art Deco-y looking world, but it's also the future. But I hate drawing cars, so I just decided in this future, everyone takes public transit. They're only cars for like big delivery trucks, because those are easy to draw. But because I made this decision arbitrarily, I don't want to draw cars, I then had to figure out, all right, what are the logistics of getting around now if there are no cars?
Which is a very important question.
Ah, she came back.
Sorry.
Yeah, Spike's back. Rose.
Sorry. I was sad though because I went to the kitchen and it turns out, okay, two things. My husband, who enjoys my cooking very much, does not cook very much himself. When I started the stream, he did not know that the curry and rice were finished. So he had been sitting there starving for like 2.5 hours. He doesn't know how to check when food is done, basically. Like he was afraid it was still cooking.
I'm gonna go kick his ass.
And
for fun.
And I came over, I'm like, hey Matt, you haven't had any of this? And he's like, I didn't know it was done. I was like, oh baby, it's done. And he went and had some. And I have to package it all up afterwards and, put it in single serving things and put it in the fridge because we're both very busy people. And now we can just grab it and stick it in the microwave.
And also your freezer is full of dog.
And
we
my
did
freezer
tell
is
everyone that
full.
your
I
freezer
finished
was
sewing my wizard hat.
Poor Lucy.
Yeah, my poor lovely Lucy is in the freezer.
The start of the backer kit was unfortunately Kristen with a couple of very upsetting tragedies. One was and that was Lucy.
Lucinda Melinda Belinda Lee, who was my filthy little pit mix adopted from. I highly recommend, by the way, the Anti-Cruelty Society of Chicago. They have awesome dogs up for adoption, and Lucy was one of them. She came to them with her age as like ? Because all they knew is she was an adult because she was super duper pregnant when she showed up. And she had her puppies and had her spay, and then we adopted her. And
up on the countdown, it's so broken. I can't.
Yeah.
Oh no.
And she was a bread loaf of a dog, and she was one of those dogs that fit our lifestyle really well because she was like up for whatever we were up for. If we wanted to go for a big long walk, she was cool with that. If we wanted to lie on the couch all Saturday, she was cool with that. And she just had a great attitude and really horrendous farts. And she just didn't bark. It was great. She was just a really good dog. And I want to remember her, which is why I want her skull. took a hard left there, but it's true.
I think that's lovely, honestly.
Oh, hey, thank you.
Are you gonna
Hey, Matt,
get
come
it?
here.
Are you
Everybody.
gonna get the spike? Are you gonna get the skull bronzed or just have it?
No,
cleaned
we're
up?
just gonna keep it. My husband Matt is here, and he can't
Hello,
hear
everybody.
anything you say.
Matt.
But he is my right hand guy at Iron Circus. He is invaluable. He is the first person to ever believe in me. He is a sweet, wonderful man, and we met on the internet way back when that wasn't okay at the end of the 20th century. And everyone told me he was going to murder me because that's what happens when you meet people on the internet, because that's what they saw on Dateline.
Well, I did send you a mouse skull in the mail.
You did send me a mouse skull in the
That
mail.
was probably not.
It was
the
a
best
well-intentioned
move if I
mouse
wanna
skull.
not seem like
It was a well-intentioned mouse skull. Yeah, I love that mouse skull.
Spike, I think you need to meet my boo.
Yeah, I'm kind of a morbid person. One of my big things, I think I've mentioned this before on a stream, but when I went out to the fateful Kala that kicked all of this off, really, while I was there, my intention, which I never got around to, was to go to Hollywood Forever and see all the cool graves, because the Hollywood graveyards are pretty fucking cool, because actors are massive egomaniacs even in death, and so they have some great memorials.
Spike, I just remember one time reading a David Sedaris short story about him going to a taxidermy shop and immediately thinking like, Spike would love it if this happened to her.
Yeah, that's the one where they showed him a taxidermied man, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Several.
Yeah.
They built up to it. So it was just a taxidermied arm. To preserve, I guess, like sailor tattoos or something. But for whatever reason, they preserved an arm. And then they showed him a head in a pickle jar. And then when he did not react horrified to that, they then showed him a taxidermied pygmy.
Yeah, like a human being, which is a thing they used to do.
Yep.
Big yikes.
I mean, yeah. There was actually a professor at a Japanese university who was very well respected and very famous. And his whole thing was he would go into prisons and he would basically sign contracts with the people who were in the prisons that they would sell him their skin upon their death. So, they could have a little pocket money while they were in prison.
Oh, I've heard about this one.
Yeah, and because, it's Japanese sort of criminal culture, a lot of these people were Yakuza, and Yakuza have not all of them, but a lot of them have very large, complex, full body tattoos. And you don't have to be Yakuza to have them, and you don't have to, and having them doesn't mean you're Yakuza, but back then it was very strongly correlated. And
I
I've
mean,
seen,
there's still like restrictions on going into bathhouses with tattoos because of that association.
Yeah, Yakuza are kind of an interesting thing too. Not to like totally take things off course, but I'm a big fan of Japan because I'm a huge fucking nerd. And one of the things that I learned not super recently was about sort of Japan kind of has this book. And in this book are the surnames of all of the disreputable, and you have to imagine the air quotes, disreputable families in the nation of Japan. And once upon a time, not so much now, but once upon a time, if like your daughter or your son came to you and was like, "Oh, I'm smitten. I gotta get married. I met the greatest person ever. Wait till you meet him, mom and dad." If they came to you like that, you would check the book and you would make sure that whoever they were besotted by was not from one of those families. And this was like a real thing that concerned people, that their child not marry into one of these families in this book that every like sort of Japanese person knew existed. And it's a real interesting chicken or egg kind of question when it comes to the people who are in that book. Like, were they in that book because 500 years ago they had really shitty ancestors? Or do they have really shitty ancestors because their ancestors wound up in that book and kind of had no choice because they wouldn't be hired for any reputable jobs and they wouldn't be allowed to live in any reputable neighborhoods? People would like literally chase them out because, they were notorious. And that's where the majority of Yakuza come from, these families that are in this book. And again, it's chicken or egg. Like, are they bad people because they were given no choice and not given a chance because they were tarred with this terrible brush from birth? Or were they were they tarred with this terrible brush from birth because they're just, they're from bad families, so of course they're gonna go bad.
Speaking of history, so we have a question from Alex Luft. If you guys would make cat versions of real life historical figures.
I'd like to see a cat Darwin.
Isn't there already a cat Jimmy Carter?
Oh God, what a terrifying thought.
Jimmy Catter. I'll be here all night.
Yes, yes, there is. Baby Jimmy Carter makes a cameo in the comics. So.
Oh my God, Kitty Catter.
I don't suppose we noticed there were 15,000 backers. We noticed that, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it's up over that.
That's
a lot of
backers. We also, I'm doing a hard refresh to check, but it appears that we've now passed 100. We're about to hit 100. Yeah, we're about to hit 1,884,000.
We're already there.
Oh, okay. Hey.
Oh my God, one refresh later. Holy moly, y'all.
Hey, thank you everybody again.
Yeah, keep it coming, folks. We had a meeting a couple of weeks ago, and I casually said, "Yeah, I think we'll get 15,000 near the end." And there was silence because none of y'all believed me.
No, I thought you were wrong in the other direction.
Okay. But yeah, I've been doing this a while, so sometimes my guesses are pretty decent sometimes. But yeah,
that's why
we
I was
are.
like, it's not going to be that low, Spike. It's going to be bigger.
Yeah, we are honestly not that far. We are not that far from 1 million folks. We can still get there. If everyone tweets and backs and adds add-ons and stuff, we could totally get there.
Maybe.
Maybe we could. It'd be a real shame to get like 1,900,992 or something.
And have Fable draw that big drawing for nothing?
Yeah,
Come on, fans. You wouldn't do that to poor Fable.
Don't you want to know what happens to Zib?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm picturing Fable at the end of it all, just like, we're at 199 and it closes, and they just go, "Oh well," and then you hear them very loudly hit the clear all button.
Oh no.
Oh well, guess no one ever gets to see this.
Guess you guys just didn't want to know what happened to Zib. Wow.
Oh well.
No one really cares about Zib, huh?
What a shame.
I also just want
The Blu-ray.
I also just want to reiterate to people in the chat, just imagine holding in your hand a Blu-ray collection. Just really how cool that would be. So we're not that far off from Blu-ray's existence.
LACKADAISY Steelbook when?
Like, think of the director commentary that'll be in the bonus features, like bygone eras.
Yeah, this is
bringing
gonna be a
back
real
bonus
collector's
features,
item.
baby.
Like, do you guys remember bonus features and DVDs and Blu-rays? Like,
They still do that. I bought the Blu-ray box set of Mad Men because I'm obsessed with Mad Men. There is actually more bonus features on Blu-rays because they're like, we have to get people to actually buy them, not just get it digitally or whatever. So there were 2 audio commentary tracks on every single episode. There were like featurettes on every single disc. They really went all out, and same with the last Blu-ray I bought was the Blood and Ice Cream trilogy, the Shaun of
so
the
good.
Dead, Hot Fuzz, and
God, I love
World's
Hot
End, and those also have like 3 audio commentary tracks for each thing. So you gotta go all out on the extras.
I'm gonna check on the hashtag for that.
It's doing great. Like,
Oh,
I'm impressed, guys. Thank you so much for all the wonderful art and the kind words and stuff. And I think the most awesome thing is that some people are like finding old stuff, like old fan art from other people, or even their own old fan art, and they're retweeting it. And some of it I've seen before, and I'm just happy to see again because I love that. And some of it I haven't seen. I'm like, oh, I didn't see that. You posted that how many years ago? That's awesome. Just thank you.
Oh, I also
you
want
guys
to
are
say
great.
people in the chat. I saw some people in the chat saying, things like, "Oh, I only can give this much or this much." And honestly,
No, please.
giving to the backer
Oh,
kit
God.
means so much. Every bit
Yeah,
makes a huge
every
difference.
little bit. It's like if you're like, "Oh, I'm too poor to give more." It's like, "No, are you kidding?" If you spread the word, like that matters a lot.
Yeah,
That
you don't
matters a
even have
ton.
to. It doesn't have to be financial, like donation. Like just sharing the link or a piece of like a drawing you've done or something means the
Or-
world to us.
Or
We've said
tagging Neil Gaiman.
Yes, tagging Neil Gaiman. Oh my god.
Sorry.
Poor Neil. I'm sorry, Neil Gaiman.
Apologies,
It's
sending out
yeah.
my heartfelt apologies to Neil Gaiman for. But
Sorry.
no, it's thank you too. It was a
Thanks.
hey, no,
No.
I'm just kidding, being totally sarcastic. I am extremely just thrilled to the bone that he acknowledged us. So, but yeah, you guys have just been incredible for us, and we've said it before, and we'll say it again that indie projects live and die by word of mouth and the fans who uphold it. So, yeah, we're eternally in your debt.
Yeah,
So
this is the kind of stuff which it really depends on you in a way that's like Disney doesn't care about your dollar nearly as much. It's like it it just doesn't matter to them as much. But when you're talking about like smaller projects, every little dollar counts. Every little dollar counts, and how much of it goes back into production, that's like a much higher percentage. A much higher percentage. We don't have shareholders that we have to appease, but also we don't have shareholders, and so we don't have like a ton of like money coming from Wall Street that is just like flowing into our pockets. Like I don't have investments. I wish I had investments. That would be nice.
Yeah.
But
we have someone
nope.
in chat, Brogan, who is a patron of mine. Hey, says
Hi.
my card doesn't work on BackerKit. Is there anywhere else I can donate?
Your card doesn't work.
That's weird.
Yeah, sorry
Oh.
about that. I don't know why that would be, but I know there's like an Iron Circus PayPal account,
Yeah.
I guess.
IronCircus@gmail.com is address you can send money to.
I will say, if the card isn't working with BackerKit, it could be because BackerKit is coming through as a specific state, and your card's like, "Hey, are you traveling right now?" Sometimes your card is
Yeah,
trying
you might have to
protect
call
you.
your bank.
Or check your
Yeah.
phone. Your phone might be. I don't know about your card, but my
It
card
could also
when
be that BackerKit is overwhelmed at the moment, and I don't know if you're trying to process a payment now and it just can't do it.
Yeah.
Because it's struggling a little.
Yeah.
But it might be you have to keep trying thing, or just if you can find some other thing you want to do, that's fine. But you're already a patron too, so you've already supported us, so thank you. Either way.
Yeah. But like I was saying, I don't know about your card, but my card sometimes when I buy stuff online, especially, I'll get an alert on my phone that's like, "Hey, did you just buy this?" And I'll have to tell it yes, and it goes, "Oh, okay, retry the payment then. Sorry." So
Yeah,
maybe
that
in that situation.
that happens pretty frequently. I have to call
Yeah.
my bank and explain, like, the internet and sometimes you buy things that are in another state, even though you're just buying it on the internet. So,
Yeah.
I don't
but
know if this would work, but I wonder if you do your pledge, put your card in for like, a smaller pledge and then go add on later, at least the card will be in the system and it won't do that like, "Oh, you spent $200, $300." It's like, "Oh, you made a $5 amount. We're not going to bother you about that." And then you can go add on immediately afterward. I don't know.
Ooh,
That
that's
might work.
clever.
maybe. I don't
There's
know.
so
3
much
hours
good
remain,
cards.
everyone. We
Heck,
have
holy
3 hours.
15,040 backers. We have $1,886,000. We need 100 and $113,000 to make it to 2 million.
Oh.
We can make that in
Wow.
3 hours. I know we can.
Oh yeah,
Can
absolutely.
we? Can we? I don't know.
I mean, I feel like as we go along, the hype is building. We're getting it.
Yes.
We gotta keep the
Hype's
energy
building.
up.
It's close, man.
Yeah.
Oh,
God, who else? Like, God damn.
Let's just focus on 1.9 for now. I mean, let's
Yeah.
Yeah,
get
can we
there.
get to
and then-
1.9? Let's little goals. Little goals. Let's go.
1.9.
1.9.
I think we got
So-
this.
Oh, I love your faith in this.
I agree.
Thank you, Newt. Thank you, too.
Hmm.
Do we want to answer some more questions? Do we have any voice
I
actor questions?
not really so much, but I do've got an interesting question that maybe chat would be really curious about. To to from On the Track to Fable. How did you get recruited for this project?
I'm very, very poor. And my computer, which I depend on in order to eat and have a roof over my head, was in sore need of a new graphics card and like motherboard and a new Cintiq, and basically it wasn't great. And I was like, I don't have the money for this because, like I said, I'm very, very poor. So I put out a notice to the internet, and I was like, "Hey, does anybody want a cartoon? I'd be willing to make a cartoon for you for X number of X $1,000." And Tracy reached out to me and was like, "Well, do you want to pitch Lackadaisy?" And I was like, "Okay, let's go." Fuck, let's go. I was like, we're getting this made. I promise her, we're getting this made. And Tracy, I told you, we're getting this made. We're getting it made. We're gonna get
I
it made.
believe you. I believe
We're
you.
doing it. We're doing it. We're making it happen.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, and I came along after that, so
Yeah.
I found and when we were talking about funding it, because we decided to fund the production of the pilot independently, and we wanted to do that via Kickstarter, and this was back in late 2019. We were talking about this, and we are like, well, we've pitched it around. We think we want to just do the pilot because people aren't really willing to go out on a limb here, and we know it'll be successful. We know we could fund the pilot at least, so that's what we'll do. But we've never run a fundraiser before, or rather, like what fundraisers we had run were pretty minuscule compared to what we were going to need. And I was like, well, I know who's good at running fundraisers, Spike. But
Yeah.
the thing is that Spike's inbox is a nightmare.
Yes.
So, and I figured that would probably be the case given that she was a publisher, and so everybody and their mom sending her like, here's my idea for a children's book was probably like
Yeah.
at least 50 emails a day. So I was like, that's a long shot. But it turns out when my friend Ashley Green, who also helped out on the pitch and who was one of our board artists, invited me to Cala, that's Comic Arts LA, which is a tiny comics convention in a gymnasium. And it turned out Spike was there. And I was like, hey, Spike, you want to make a cartoon? And she just about backflipped to the moon when I
Yeah.
invited her onto Lackadaisy, and so that was the start of a beautiful
It was
relationship.
a thing I always wanted to do, but I had no idea how to like find an in, like I didn't know where the door was. So I just kind of stood on the outside of the walled garden that is the animation scene, and just sort of enjoyed whatever I managed to catch a glimpse of.
God,
and
tell me about it.
yeah. And then Fable walked into my life and was like, "Hey, you want to do this?" And yes, I fucking wanted to do this. And after I got home from Kala, at the end of the day, I did not go to any of my cool graveyards, but that's okay. Something tells me I'm going to be in LA a lot more often from now on. But we took it to email, and Tracy and Fable and I talked to each other, and also a very, very good friend of mine named David, who handles a lot of promotional stuff just professionally. That's his whole deal. He does marketing and promotion professionally. And we consulted him, and we had multiple meetings, and we signed a bunch of contracts, and we were almost talked out of running it when we did, because when we hit the launch button on Kickstarter for the original animated short, that was when everything had gone on lockdown for COVID. Like just like that was the big news story. Like, no one leave your house, no one no one gets to do anything. Don't go outside, wear masks everywhere, everyone work from home. It was just the start of that. And we were like, are we going to fight for headlines in this environment, or is this really an environment where anyone's going to really want to fund a cartoon cat project? It's like, no, we're going to go for it.
Yeah.
And we did.
Yeah, it's like it's kind of the weird in between of indie animation. It's like I can't even blame people for necessarily rejecting our pitch, because the thing is that like, who are you going to sell it to? Like when it comes to Western animation in particular, most of the time they're looking for either like Family Guy or maybe like a stoner comedy.
Yeah,
Maybe.
exactly. Yeah, it's like when it comes to here's the thing. I always feel a little hesitant to say stuff like this because when I talk about these formats, there are some I really enjoy in these formats. But
Oh
when
yeah,
you
no, I love. There's so many things I love within those
yeah,
categories, but
when you hear adult cartoon, you usually think sort of when it's humor, it's like South Park level humor where it's
yeah,
really outrageous, kind of people swear and they get giant testicles and they make jokes about Jared from
yeah,
Subway like that adult. Or you get a sort of tried and true sitcom nuclear family in the suburbs format, and that just keeps getting reproduced over and over and
yeah.
over.
Yeah,
And
and it's partially because of the success of adult shows like that they
yeah,
keep getting repeated over and over because the industry is just very, very risk averse. So until somebody does it, they don't want to do it. Like things like BoJack Horseman don't come around often, and even getting more shows like that, you have to fight tooth and nail. But also, even just to get shows like that made, you often have to like sign a ton of celebrities and already well-known showrunners, and like have
mhm.
like business connections that without some degree of nepotism you might not have in order to get something made that is risky because you have those connections that make people go, well, I don't know about this idea, but you're like Alex Baldwin's, cousin.
Yeah.
So I get, so that, I'll take a risk on this because if nothing else, like you have a name and I know that you're connected to people and, well, I know you. Just the opportunity to even talk to people. Meanwhile, what I have is industry connections, but the trouble with that is that people in an animation are not generally connected to the super moneyed people of
Yeah.
Hollywood. Like we're
Mhm.
kind of at the bottom of the hierarchy, not by choice or anything, but
It just be how it
um,
is.
it be how it is, and it's kind of the thing with oh your labor, so.
Well,
Um,
the popularity, the continued popularity of like Fiona and Cake and like Adventure Time and
Yeah.
and LACKADAISY, there is obviously a great hunger from audiences for this
Oh
kind
yeah.
of animation everywhere. It's like
But the
inevitable.
people
It's
who make
inevitable that it's yeah,
yeah,
exactly. It's
but the
executive
people who
level
make the
ignorance.
decisions to like purchase a thing, they're basing their ideas not on, oh, there's a niche that's not filled. They're more
Exactly.
like, well, we want to, make it appeal to males 18 to 34, which is
A
what does
tried
that
and true
mean? There's like
demographic.
such
Yeah.
a broad swath of people. They're not interested in a swath of interest that they want to cover. They're interested in an
Mhm,
age
mhm.
group and they want to make it appeal to as wide a demographic as possible, not just narrowing in on a demographic that they or like a segment of the population that might be into that kind of thing. And that was one advantage in reaching out to Spike because Spike's whole business model is, stories for niche audiences where you just like that somebody is really wants to read a romance about like a guy like a silver fox and a vampire
Yeah.
and they're like torrid homoerotic romance
Yeah.
it's like they really want to read that story. It's like, is there like a billion people who want that? Probably not, but there's enough people to sustain a small business.
Yeah, the
So
way
there's
I
yeah.
always talk about
Yeah.
it is I remember back when Marvel was first purchased by Disney. And there were a lot of people who were honestly, bless their hearts, they were so optimistic. They were very, oh wow, oh man, oh Disney's getting into the comic book business. They're going to revitalize comics. Disney is going to fucking kill it in comics. It's going to be great. And I just remember just thinking, oh honey, because here's the thing. At the time, the comic business, like all of it, all together,
Yeah.
over the year, not just Marvel, but every publisher, all of them in one spot, they make annually what a popular Disney movie made opening weekend. And Disney isn't interested in small potatoes. And yes, a billion, 5 billion, however much, that is small potatoes to an international entertainment conglomerate. They're not going to fight for a piece of $1 billion pie. They have better fucking things to do. That is just what they bought IP. They didn't buy a stake in comics
Yeah, they
publishing.
bought
Yeah.
Spider-Man for sneakers, not for
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're
So they can
they're
license things.
they're not
Yeah.
interested in fighting the alley cats in the street at midnight for scraps, which is what throwing their hat into the ring for comics would be. And I say this with immense love in my heart as a person who will always love comics, will always make comics. It's just we are incredibly small potatoes. We are so tiny. We're beneath the notice of international mega conglomerates.
Well, I remember I've mentioned this in other places before, but like it's a thing of like the I always look at Making Fiends as a cautionary tale, which is that Making Fiends, for those who don't know, was an animated show on like online. I think on like Newground, maybe it was YouTube. I'm not sure, but it was like this really old animated online series made by like one person. They worked really hard on with some voice actors. It was amazing. They did a very good job. And then it gained some popularity, and it got made into either Cartoon Network or a Nickelodeon show. I forget which one. And it got canceled after one season. Later on, people went back to the creator and said, "Hey, how come Making Fiends is gone?" And said, "Oh, I don't own it anymore. I can never make it again." And like one of the things that's really
That's
wonderful
what
about
we don't want to have
independence,
happen.
I think what's wonderful about independence is like people. I've seen like shows get canceled, and all the fans be like, "Just let us fund it. We'll make the next season." And they're like, "We would, but we can't. We don't have the ability to do that." The independence is there's strength in independence too. There's a lot of strength in it, and the freedom.
There's risk, but you can do what you want. You can do what you freaking want. You can do this. You know, we talk to you guys directly, and we don't have to go through like 15 layers of lawyers to do it.
And I think it's worth remembering that because, like, you see all these canceled shows, like Infinity Train's a good example of a show that had a pretty devoted community and it ended. And it's like, you think the people who worked on Infinity Train wouldn't jump at the opportunity to make more if they could? It's never about like creators being like, "Well, I'm done." It's legally they just can't, and that's something that people need to understand about it. Is that like when you go behind red tape, you lose control of the project in a lot of ways, and it's not. It's just the way it is, and it's nice that like LACKADAISY, for example, can stay independent and make these choices as a crew together.
Yeah.
It's also with the like I'm always slightly baffled whenever actor is interested in returning to such and such role, and it's like, of course they are. Like why wouldn't they? Like there's very few situations where I can think of like they wouldn't want to. Like, yeah.
Except maybe Harrison Ford. He doesn't want to do anything.
Well, he can. Yeah,
Oh, Fable,
It's
I
like
sent you a message on the streaming chat.
Thank you. Okay.
He's very done being Han Solo.
I don't blame him. He seems tired. Let him just
kill
be
me off,
grandpa.
please.
I mean, supposedly he was done during the original trilogy, and when they dipped him, he was supposed to die, but he was making so much money in toys that they were like, no, 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 you have to come back. That was supposedly the story that I had heard.
Okay. I am going to go and do something real quick, everyone. Hold on.
Oh, secret.
Yeah, it's a secret.
Oh,
It's a secret. Does anyone remember that song? Holy.
Hey, Spike, I asked you something in the streaming chat.
Oh. Okay.
it's a secret.
Streaming chat.
Yeah, folks who are giving super chats still, thank you so much, but please use the backer kit. We are
Yeah.
so close.
It's
We are
better.
about to pass 190.
Guys,
Can we do it?
1893, like 7,000 more to 1,900,000. That's amazing.
It really is.
And we've still got 3 hours.
I think I do need to like jump off.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, go take
Hey
a break.
everyone. I think the time has come to do a quick outro so Amanda can shut down the Geek Show side stream. Is that cool with everybody?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, Geek Show side stream, thank you so much for coming. We super appreciate this very unusual edition of the Geek Show being broadcast directly to your ears and you putting up with it. We hope you were entertained. And yeah, let me just oh god, hold on. I got some echo. Okay. Per usual, please buy books from Iron Circus Comics, ironcircus.com, and please back the LACKADAISY crowdfund, which closes down tonight at midnight our time. So that's like, 2 hours, 45 minutes because we're going on Central Time. Please read my webcomic Blackada. That's blackada.com, BLIKADA.com. It's about horse cultures and revolution, and three brothers who are super cool with slitting your throat for your wallet. I also have a comic called Ordinary, which you will find on Co-Host. Co-Host name is Iron Spike, all one word. It is about a monster and his best friend, who is also a monster in every way that matters. It's fun, and I never update it. I am Iron Spike, all one word, pretty much everywhere. That includes Blue Sky, Spoutable. Shoot, what are the other ones? I don't even know anymore.
Co-host.
There's too many.
Co-Host,
Too many.
Hello Port, and I am
Folks
Iron
in the
underscore
LACKADAISY stream, we're not ending right
Yeah.
now. This is
Yeah,
not.
we're
This is
not
not
Yeah,
ending.
yeah. No, we're not ending. They're
Yeah.
What you
wrapping up
don't-
their thing. Don't
Yeah,
don't
what you
leave.
don't know
Guys,
is there's
Don't leave.
LACKADAISY
Only
stream
we're
is
still here.
not
We will
over.
be here for several more hours. They're just
Yeah.
wrapping up their stream that is co-streaming right now.
Yeah.
So
And
please stay.
please read my comics. Please buy my comics. Please back LACKADAISY. Thank you. Kel, take it away.
I'm Kel
Iron-
McDonald. You can read my comics at kelmcdonald.com. The free one is about gay werewolves in the future and is called The City Between. I'm on all the stupid social medias. There's too many. I hate them. They're all linked on my site if you want to find me.
The enthusiasm.
I hate social media. Social media is awful.
read
I
my-
hate it. I'm putting my foot down. It's exhausting and terrible. It will never not be terrible.
You always have to remember to apply Iron Spike's the 3 Ps: be persistent, prolific, and polite.
Yes.
Heck yeah.
There,
And Amanda.
I'm so glad there's that anime clip I can use now. That there's no such thing as fun on social media.
From Azoken? Oh, that's awesome.
Yes.
Yeah. That's
God, I
me,
love it. Did
basically.
you get a dub now?
Yes, it came out with a dub recently. Yeah.
That's
All right,
great.
Amanda.
Sorry, I
Amanda?
didn't mean to clap.
Oh.
Uh-oh, Amanda's gone.
Oh, I see. No. Streaming chat.
Amanda, you can find Amanda's stuff. She's Amanda Laugh on Twitter and Blue Sky. So you can track her down on the interwebs and check out her cool stuff.
Okay. And that is the end of the live stream for specifically Geek Show, not for LACKADAISY. So the Geek Show co-stream is about to be shut off, but before it is, a little quick surprise for everybody. We've been sort of consulting behind the scenes, and if you go to the LACKADAISY backer kit right now, you will find 3 more custom artboard commission slots, 3 more, and 1 more animated cameo cat slot.
Nice, nice.
Yeah.
Yo.
So if you would like to get a $1,200 commission from Tracy Butler directly, or if you'd like to get your animated OC in, that you have one last chance to do it.
Yep. Here we go.
Big excite.
Yeah. Anybody who gets custom art will be in contact with me directly because I'll be talking to you about what your character design will be, and we'll go from there, and what your art will be. So
let's see if that works, folks.
See if that'll get us